If you have never been to college before, it might be difficult to understand what it is like to be a college student. If it was easy, would we be making this video? The answer is no. A college student is an individual who attends a college or university in pursuit of receiving an academic degree. Many movies and television shows depict college students. These people are actors. You are not an actor. If you will be attending classes at USF, you will soon become a real-life college student. Some of you may become actors, but that does not mean you were never a college student. Part of becoming a college student is understanding that college requires a balance between your social life and academics. There's not an actual balance scale that measures this, so do not look for it. One way you can be social while also being productive is to form a study group with friends. You can also attempt forming a study group with enemies. However, this is unlikely to yield the results you desire. A stranger is just a friend you haven't met yet. Your parents might have told you in the past not to talk to strangers, but it's okay when you are on campus. Do not be afraid to go up to someone you don't know and introduce yourself. Bulls don't bite other bulls. A common way to start a conversation with a fellow bull is to inquire about their area of study by saying, "What's your major?" Get involved in clubs and organizations on campus that meet your interests. Not only will you become an active member in the USF community, but you will also come into contact with free food. It is a well-known fact that on college campuses, free food tastes better than food you have to pay for. Free food is a staple on college campuses, so expect to be offered more free food than you can eat. The transition to college will be just that, a transition. Thankfully, there are people here at USF who want to help. Help is a good thing. Do not be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Your resident assistant, residence life coordinator, and professors know about great resources to help you during your transition. Hopefully, after your first week of college, or maybe even after your first month, you will know all there is to know about what it is like to be a college student. Get ready to live the bull's life.
Jessica Barron, Sierra Rose, Elisa Goldberg, Max Morinelli, Kayla Williams, Matt Satchwell, Burley Gomez, Jennifer Drewbear, Taylor Finke, Stephanie Chalkman, Jeremy Lamberti, Sky Jenkins, David Castellano, Ethan Long. Wednesday, July 31st, 2019. Coming to you from the beautiful University of South Florida campus in Tampa, it's USF Housing Live!
Welcome everyone. This is USF Housing Live. I'm your host, Jessica Barron with Housing and Residential Education at the beautiful University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. Tonight's episode is How to College. A reminder to everyone joining us live that we're here to answer your questions so you're ready to live the bull's life. If you have a question, no matter where or how you're watching, just type it in the comments and we'll answer you in real time. Let's go ahead and meet tonight's guests. One of our very own officers from the University of South Florida Police Department is joining us on the show tonight. Welcome, Officer Allyson Cravero.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Allyson.
No problem.
Our first guest tonight is studying communications and completing her certificate in general business. She serves as a senior peer advisor leader and is an international student from Brazil. Welcome to the show, Gabi Da Rosa Masiero.
Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for being here, Gabi. Are you excited?
I'm very excited, yes.
Gabi, tell us what you do here at USF.
So I am a senior peer advisor leader at the new Student Connections office, and I'm also an international student, as you mentioned, and I transferred to USF a year ago.
Wow, Gabi, you liking it so far?
Yes, I love it here, for sure.
Gabi, what does the Office of New Student Connections actually do here at USF?
In a nutshell, we help students to have a smooth transfer to USF, and we do that in many different ways. And so we host large-scale events like the Welcome Back Week that we're going to have prior to classes now in the fall. We have the networks, which is just different groups that students can try different things and actually meet new friends. And we actually have peer coaching as well, which is a one-on-one interaction that we have with the students just to make sure that they're doing great in school.
Gabi, I've heard of something called Peer Advisor Leaders, or the acronym PALS, and you're a part of that. What is it that they do?
So we are here as a source, to help students transition to USF. And when we are, for example, peer coaching them, we want to make sure that they're learning about the resources that are available to them. And we want to respect that they are, the experts on their own experience. And so we ask a lot of questions. We help them figure out what they want to do here and just go from there.
Gabi, how did you even hear about PALS, and what do you love the most about the job?
When I was completing my AA in my other school, I was actually, I was working with students as well, so I'm very passionate about being a student leader. And so when I came to USF, I really wanted to continue in that path. And when I figured out that there's a job here that I could do that, and also besides that, interact with students in a one-on-one setting, that was really exciting to me because I could feel that I could make a real difference.
Gabi, if a student is unsure of how to get involved on campus or how to make connections, how can a PAL help them?
And so we are here, the way that we try to say it's as if we can help them directly. If we don't know the answer, we're going to make sure that we are the bridge to connect them to the correct resource. And so we make referrals from the office, and so we can just send them to other offices and make sure that they are getting the help that they need.
Gabi, how can a new student find out about Week of Welcome and First 50-Day events?
Yes, so we have a lot of information on our website at USF page, on our Instagram, which is NSC_USF, and we have a lot of information too on the app, which is the Go Bulls Guide, and actually the students can make their own schedule from there, and it makes it easier and just set up like a reminder for the events too.
Yeah, reminders are always great for students because once it's the first week of classes, you're all over the place, right?
A lot of information, so it's very helpful.
Gabi, what are some key events that new students should attend in the fall semester?
So I would say that the most important one now is the Welcome Back Week, which is going to happen the week before classes start. And it's just a great way to, get to know other people, explore campus, and just get excited for the upcoming year.
Gabi, what is actually your favorite USF tradition?
I'm really excited for the balloon drop. Since it's my first year at USF, I didn't have the chance to experience a lot of different things yet, and being in a student leader role is going to be super exciting, so I'm really excited for that.
Gabi, for any students watching who might not have any idea as to what the balloon drop is, can you explain a little bit about what it is?
Yes, so we have a lot of students coming into the MSC, which is our huge building, and we just have a big balloon drop, and a lot of students are there celebrating the start of the classes, and everyone just comes together and we talk to them a little bit, and so just to get everyone excited for that moment.
And it's one of the biggest events, right? There's a lot of students that attend and faculty as well.
It's very, very large, so actually the building gets very packed, and so I would just say if you can get there earlier, we always suggest that.
Definitely. I see Officer Allyson is nodding her head when it comes to the number of people there, right?
Yeah, there's always quite a few people there, and we need officers there too, so you might see me there.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll see you there. So anybody say hi to Officer Allyson, right?
Yeah, we would, for sure.
Gabi, what options are available for students who want to attend an event but don't want to go alone? Especially as an international student, I'm sure you can give some great advice.
For sure. We understand that it can be very overwhelming, and mainly because it's a lot of information, mainly the beginning of their year. And so one way that we offer the networks at our office, and it's basically different events in different areas where students can try different things and meet new people before classes and during classes as well. And so we had actually the organization fair for the summer. For example, we met with students in our office before the event, so we can just walk with them, just talk to them throughout the event, so they're not going to the event alone.
Gabby, what do you hear most as a concern from first-year students?
I would say that at the same time that they're very excited, they're really nervous about finding their classes, being on time for class. So I feel that this is like one of the biggest concerns that we hear. And so I would just say, just keep everything organized, plan ahead. I think that's one of my biggest, advices, just planning ahead, getting ready for that semester prior to classes starting, just so you know where your classes are at, and so you have the chance to kind of explore the campus before the first week of classes.
Gabby, you mentioned some advice for students when they're first coming in. What other advice would you give students coming in the fall semester, maybe on getting involved, such as you did with PALS?
For sure. I think before getting involved, it's really important to understand what you want to do and your priorities, because we have over 600 organizations on campus. And so we get that it can get super overwhelming.
Did you say 600?
600.
Wow, that's a huge number.
So it's a lot, and we say that once you start to get involved, it's kind of hard to stop. And so just understanding what you really want to do and understanding what your goals are and what you want to accomplish here at USF, it's a great way to start before actually, getting involved with organizations. And so just learning about yourself, talking to the pals, so we can definitely help them with that. And just being open and trying different things, I think it's really important, and you gain a lot.
Gabby, I just want to let you know we have a viewer named Guillerme who says this is very helpful information. So everything you're saying is probably reaching out to a lot of different students, and they're learning a lot from you.
Thank you.
Gabby, is there anything else that you would like to tell any students before they start classes?
We just wanted to say that we are very excited, to receive all the students on campus. We are very excited to see them during Welcome Back Week. We're getting ready for that, and just welcome to USF.
Yeah, welcome to USF, and go Bulls, right?
Go Bulls.
Thank you, Gabby, so much for being on the show. It was a lot of fun having you.
Thank you.
It's time for us to take a short break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to go take a look at a recap from a parent and family programs event last fall. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. We'll be back with more USF Housing Live right after this.
My name is Anne, and I'm the mother of Shani Newts. Well, it's important to live on campus because I think that you have a much better feeling of the community and the college experience while you live here.
I feel that he gets more immersed in student and college life by living on campus.
I think it gives them the real life experience. That way when they do graduate and they've got to go out and get a job, they've been on their own for a while, it really prepares them for college and prepares them for life.
It was tough at first, just he's the first one leaving, so it was a little difficult having him so far away.
We have been used to being together a lot of the time. Now all of a sudden we didn't see her all week.
But it's really been great for him and for us learning to let him kind of go and be an adult.
I think it's been, a little bit more stressful than you can imagine, but I think at the same time, it's time for her to grow up.
Just relax and breathe. It'll work out fine. Just try to get your kid as involved as possible in everything.
Get as involved as you can. Take advantage of every opportunity that's given. We are very proud of you, and we know that you're doing your best, and that's all that matters to us.
Welcome back, everyone. This is USF Housing Live. I'm Jessica Barron, you're not, and it's time to chat with Allyson Cravero from the USF Police Department. Allyson, tell us who you are and what you do here at USF.
Hi, again, I'm Officer Allyson Cravero. Thank you again for having me. Like you said, I'm an officer here on the Tampa campus, and I've been an officer here for over 5.5 years now. But prior to that, I did receive my bachelor's degree in criminology from USF. So, go Bulls.
Go Bulls, Allyson.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have you on set. I'm all excited to learn everything there is to know about safety. Allyson, what makes the USF Police different from police departments students may know from their hometowns or from their cities?
So that's a great question. Thinking about it, I don't believe there's much difference between our agency and other agencies that they might be familiar with. One of the biggest things about our campus is that obviously as police we do have jurisdiction on our campus, but we also have jurisdiction off campus as well, 1,000 feet in any direction from a USF property. So if you think about the golf course, Riverfront Park, we have jurisdiction off of those properties as well. So if students see us out and about, not just on campus, but in the surrounding area doing traffic stops or out there, that's why we are out there. One of the big differences I can think of is about our community. We are a smaller agency, so you may see us more in our community and involved with them a lot more than a bigger agency, just because they're always so busy with going call to call to call. But with us, we get to be out in the community on bikes, on foot patrol, in our police cars. So make sure if you do see us out there to say hi, because we are really approachable.
Allyson, sounds like you guys have a pretty big job and have a lot of places to cover. Allyson, are you usually on foot patrol or are you in the office?
I used to be until I took a desk position probably about 6 months ago now. So unfortunately, I'm stuck in the office most of the time. But I get out there sometimes to do some traffic or walk around. So.
I mean, it's always good to stay out of the heat, right? The Florida heat.
Yeah, especially with all the gear we wear, it's way too hot right now.
Definitely. Allyson, before a student starts at USF, is there anything that they should be doing with regards to their personal safety?
We get that question quite often from new students and their parents when they come to orientation. So one of the first things I like to tell them is to make sure they register their property with us. So what that means is we have a database that you can register your property with through our website. Basically, if you have any item like a laptop, a phone, a bike that has an identifying characteristic like a serial number or a model number, to register that with us, because if it ever is lost or stolen, that's the only way that we're able to really confirm that those items were yours if we do recover them. So it's really important to do that. Another thing I like to tell female students is that we have a women's self-defense class that we teach here on campus. We have a semester-long class, so it's for an elective credit, but we also offer a community class as well, open to students, faculty, staff, and those not affiliated with USF.
Allyson, you said you get credit for one of these classes?
Yes, it's an elective credit, so I think it's 2 credit hours for the student one for the fall and spring semester.
Wow, that's incredible. You might see me signing up for one of those classes, or Gabi as well, right, Gabi?
For sure, I'll be there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of students love it because at the end we have what's called simulation. So if the students want, they can get into gear, and us as officers get into gear, and they get to use what they were taught on us. So we're basically their punching bags. It's not fun for us, but it's a lot of fun for you guys, so I recommend taking it.
I was about to say, are you one of the ones in the gear?
Yes, I am. And
So
I'm
you're
saying
the
that with a
punching
smile
bag.
on my face.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you get a lot of students going to that experience and, beating up at you?
Yeah, I actually have a video of being punched in the face very hard with one of the last ones. So that
Oh,
was,
wow.
Yeah, they don't know their own power, and that's awesome when they walk out of there with so much more self-confidence and power than when they walked in. It's a great experience.
Wow. So students, if you want to sign up, make sure you go to which web page?
If you go to our USF Police Department webpage, and then there's a section called Avoid Crime, my contact information's on there because I am the lead instructor for both the community class and the student class, so they can ask me if they have any questions.
Allyson, what are some good practices regarding protection of personal property on campus?
Again, one of the things I can't reiterate enough is to make sure that you secure your property and keep it locked up. Even if you're leaving for a short amount of time, lock your dorm room, lock your office doors, also your vehicles. When you go to park it in the lot, make sure you lock the car, don't leave anything visible. Unfortunately, on campus, property crime is one of our biggest crimes, so that's something that we reiterate. We can't reiterate enough to register your property and make sure everything's secure. A lot of times students will go to the library, they'll leave their laptop sitting there on the 5th floor to go grab a coffee, and when they come back, it's gone. So.
Gabi, I saw you nod your head. Are you guilty of that, of leaving your laptop here and there?
I don't think I've done that before, but every time I go to the 5th floor, I see a lot of laptops just sitting there, and so it happens a lot.
Yeah. And Allyson, is that something that's very common to disappear, a laptop?
Yes, definitely, I would say so. And again, it doesn't just walk away on its own. So make sure to, even if you think it's a hassle to pack up and bring it with you, it's better to do that than to leave it and then
Better
it's
safe
gone.
than sorry, right?
Exactly, yep.
Allyson, when we talk about keeping campus safe, what does that mean exactly?
To me, when I hear that, and you might have heard of it too, what I think of is if you see something, say something. So we can't rely on our community enough to call us if they see something suspicious or they're not sure what's going on when they see something happening or they hear something. Unfortunately, I would love to be everywhere all at once, and the same with the other officers I work with, but we can't. We can't be everywhere all at once, so we rely on you guys, our community, to call us. That's what we're here to. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do, is to come out and check out whatever's going on and make sure that nothing's happening. We'd rather come out and it not be anything at all than something turn into something else.
Allyson, and what's the best way to reach you guys again if students have any concerns?
So obviously, if it's an emergency, dial 911, because we do have fire, medical that can respond. No matter what, as officers being on campus, we'll respond first because we're so close. But other than that, we do have a non-emergency line. It's 813-974-2628.
Allyson, for what reasons might a student need to contact USF Police? For example, something that's additional services beyond emergencies, like you just mentioned.
So besides the emergencies, that non-emergency line, they can contact us and report again, like I said, anything that's going on campus that they want to report. If they need to report some lost or stolen property, they can do that. They can also come into our police department, which is located at the corner of Maple and Fletcher, so it's right across the street from Greek Village. They can walk in and make a report in person as well. Also, if you see us out and about, again, come up to us and ask us if you need anything. We get a lot of questions about directions and where to go, because this is a huge campus and it's easy to get lost.
Allyson, tell me about grand opening day. Do you guys get a lot of lost parents around this time?
Yeah, quite a bit, definitely. And you'll see us, we'll be out and about working traffic posts and helping direct traffic and all the lost students and parents and which dorm to go to. So yeah, if you ever need anything, just ask us.
Allyson, what are some general tips students should know regarding safety once they are living on campus?
So everything I just said, definitely, again, make sure you register your property, make sure you see something, say something. But the other important thing to do is to make sure you download our Safe app, which you can download to your phone. You can find more information about that on our website too, but one of the big things on that application that I want to point out is the alert system. So if there was anything going on campus, like let's say the engineering building, something was happening on that property or in that building at that time, we'll send out an alert through that app that says, stay away from that area. Make sure we try to tell the public as much as we can about what's going on at that time, as much as we can during our investigation. But then, of course, once everything's all clear, we'll send out an alert to let people know that it's safe to return to that building.
Allyson, we have a quick shout out for our production team, actually. It's Julia and Sky from the marketing team say, shout out to our producer, Sierra. She does a great job. Great job, everybody. Allyson, I have one last question for you. What would you say, can you remind us, for any students who might have just joined in to watch, what are some of the items that you guys register with the police department to keep safe?
So the important things to register would be anything with an identifying characteristic that tells us that property is yours. So a serial number and model number, but for cell phones, laptops, bicycles, any piece of electronic equipment, just anything you can think of that has that identifying characteristic.
Awesome. Allyson, we also have a viewer named Michael that says, regarding the lip sync challenge, it was great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Allyson, thank you so much for all the great information that you gave us tonight. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now it's time for some special announcements. USF Police Department's lip sync video has been chosen by CBS producers as one of the top in the nation. USF Police is the only police department in Florida selected to participate in the voting phase of this national lip sync challenge. To vote and support our USF PD, visit usf.edu/police and click Events. Summer residence halls will close on Saturday, August 3rd at noon. To read everything you need to know about moving out, go to usf.edu/housing and click Residential Experience and Moving Out. And hey, while you're at it, make sure to read the moving in information so you're prepared for grand opening day on August 22nd. Do you want to win an iPad? Yeah, we thought so. Help us learn more about how we're doing and be entered to win an iPad for completing a survey about USF Housing Live. You can find the link in the description of this video. Well, that's just about all the time we have, but before we go, I want to remind you that USF Housing Live airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Join us for our season finale on Wednesday, August 7th. You can watch at facebook.com/USF Housing, the USF Class of 2023 Facebook group, or in full 1080p high definition at youtube.com/USF Housing. USF Housing Live is produced by Housing and Residential Education at the University of South Florida in Tampa. Our motto is, best place to live, best place to work, best place to learn. Thank you to tonight's guests, Gabi Da Rosa Masiero and Allyson Cravero, for joining me this evening. Thank you to our production crew, to you, our viewers, and of course, there's always just one last thing. Go Bulls! Good night, everyone.